2024 is looking to be a great year for petrolheads like you and me. We've got the new BMW i8M, the new Audi RS6 Avant, and following their recent announcement, we've now got a few new models joining Mercedes-Benz's GLC lineup. There are two new models to look out for: the 2024 GLC43 SUV and the 2024 GLC Coupe. From our impressions, these new models look to improve upon the old generation in virtually every aspect. In this video, I'll give you a rundown of everything you need to know about the 2024 Mercedes GLC SUV and Coupe models, so you can make the right choice should you choose to buy one. So let's take a look at the exterior designs, starting off with the SUV model. The exterior design hasn't massively changed for the 2024 GLC43. The main body shape is virtually the same, giving the GLC43 an aggressive and very imposing look. The wheels are still absolutely gigantic, coming in at up to 20 inches in size. The alloys have also been made flush for the 2024 model, which, according to Mercedes, gives the SUV a particularly expressive look, whatever that means. Anyway, another interesting feature is the optional panoramic glass sunroof. This feels extremely luxurious, allowing passengers to feel more natural light and a brighter ambience in the interior. The final exterior feature worth mentioning is the new two-section taillights. This design has allowed the tailgate to be wider, and it can now also take heavier loads. These bad boys also come with full LEDs, so you'll be able to light up the road no matter the conditions. As for the coupe version, well, the story is pretty similar. The exterior design hasn't changed drastically, and unless you were to put the two models side by side, you probably wouldn't be able to pick them apart. The headlights have received the biggest changes. For the new model, they're now angled downwards, giving the coupe a sleeker and more modern look. The new coupe is also slightly bigger than its predecessor, and when I say slightly, I'm not joking. The 2024 model is just 1.2 inches longer and 1.1 inches wider than its predecessor. However, this minor change has led to an increase in storage space from 18 to 19 cubic feet. Things start to get a lot more interesting when we take a look under the hood. The new SUV model will make use of a turbocharged 2.0-liter engine alongside a 48-volt electric motor. This hybrid system produces a whopping 416 horsepower, 161 more than Mercedes' standard GLC 300. Official 0 to 60 times haven't yet been released, but you can expect the GLC43 to get to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. There's a price to pay for all of this power though. Although the numbers haven't yet been officially released, you can expect fuel economy to be slightly worse than the current model, which sits at around 22 to 27 miles per gallon. To balance out all of this power, the GLC43 will come equipped with standard all-wheel drive, as well as an adaptive suspension system, although you can change this to a rear-wheel drive system. These features will make the overall driving experience incredibly smooth, which is what driving a luxury SUV is all about. The coupe model can't boast quite as much power. Under the hood, it comes equipped with a similar powertrain, consisting of a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine and a 48-volt hybrid system. However, the coupe only produces 255 horsepower, giving it a 0 to 60 time of 6.2 seconds. However, this isn't to say that you're going to feel underpowered in the coupe. All of this power is delivered to you via a 9-speed automatic transmission. Power will also be delivered to all 4 wheels, just like with the GLC43. Average fuel economy sits at around 24 miles per gallon for the coupe, but you can bump this up to around 29 miles per gallon on the highway. So, if you're looking for the more fuel-efficient model, the coupe slightly edges out the SUV. This new hybrid-only setup clearly represents a move toward a greener future from Mercedes. The days of the petrol engine are definitely numbered, and while this is sad for us petrol heads, it's also great to see automotive giants like Mercedes starting to take an interest in the future. So, let's open up those doors and take a look at the interior of these models. But before we do, make sure to click that subscribe button. We have so many new car reviews coming your way, and you do not want to miss out. The interior design of the GLC43 is very reminiscent of its predecessors. Everything is covered in leather and high-quality plastics, making the GLC43 feel as expensive as it is. The biggest changes can be seen on the dashboard, as Mercedes has swapped the wooden trim for a more modern carbon fiber one. We think that this change looks great, but it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on the change in the comment section. You can really customize the interior to suit your specific needs and budget. There are so many options to choose from, ranging from more practical features like ventilated seats to slightly less necessary amenities like a heated steering wheel and illuminated door sill plates. You can even swap the standard seats for sportier versions. While the SUV's interior has stayed very similar, the new Coupe has received a bit of a makeover inside. For instance, the Coupe's door panels have been completely redesigned and now include a floating control cluster that houses the seat adjustment and door handle controls. There's also a new control system for the wing mirrors, which can be accessed when closing the door. The cabin also features a sleek-looking two-tone design, which looks a little more sporty than the GLC43's interior. Our favorite color combination has to be the silver and brown, which blends a classic racing look with a modern finish. As with the SUV, there is a wide range of optional features that you can choose to add. The GLC43 comes with a whole host of infotainment to make your journey that little bit more comfortable. Every model comes with the Mercedes-Amg infotainment system, which consists of a 12.3-inch digital gauge display, as well as an 11.9-inch touchscreen information center. Literally everything is controlled through these screens, and there are virtually zero physical buttons across the dash. I have a feeling that this is going to annoy a lot of drivers who have been using buttons to control the basics for years, if not decades. But hey, at least it looks cool. Aside from the digital displays, buyers will also be pleased to hear that the GLC43 comes with a Burmester stereo system. This sounds absolutely fantastic and will make music blasting road trips all the more enjoyable. The Coupe model also uses the same Amg infotainment system, however, there are a few changes. Notably, the infotainment touchscreen has been angled ever so slightly towards the driver. While this does mess with the symmetry of the cabin, it does make the driver's life a whole lot easier, especially when you're traveling alone. So, now comes the dreaded question of cost, which can make or break the viability of a new model. Well, I can't actually tell you how much the SUV is going to cost because it hasn't officially been released yet. We're guessing that prices will start at about $60,000 to $70,000, but for a decently spec'd model, you could be paying a decent chunk more than this. The GLC43 should hit the showrooms early next year. The Coupe, on the other hand, should be released within the next few weeks or months. Prices will start at around $48,000 to $50,000, but again, if you want all of the bells and whistles, you'll be paying a lot more than the base price. So, these models aren't exactly cheap, and purchasing one will be a big decision for anyone. And with that being said, let's take a look at which version is right for you. If you're on a budget, the better choice is definitely going to be the Coupe model. Sure, it's not as big or powerful, but for most people, it's more than enough car for the money. You'll feel well looked after when you drive, and as long as you spec it correctly, you won't ever feel like you're missing anything. However, if you do really need a powerhouse, the edge has got to go to the GLC43. It's simply more practical than the Coupe and is designed to store more and be used for more practical tasks. If you do frequent airport runs with the family, enjoy a camping trip, or generally carry a lot of cargo with you, the SUV is probably going to be the better choice. You're probably going to have a bit more fun in the GLC43 too, thanks to that crazy power. But you've got to ask yourself if that extra power and storage space is worth upwards of $10,000 to $15,000. Now, it's also worth mentioning that there is a third option to choose from. If you want to hold out for something more powerful, Mercedes will be releasing a GLC63 E-Performance model at some point late next year or early 2025. We don't know too much about this model, apart from the fact that it's going to produce a monstrous 671 horsepower. But you can expect this increase in performance to come with a proportionate increase in price. Ultimately, from our first impressions, Mercedes has really knocked it out of the park with a new GLC lineup. The proof will be in the pudding, and we'll have to wait and see if they hold up in the real world. But I think we have every reason to be excited about the launch of these new models. We'd love to get your thoughts on the new GLC lineup. Are you thinking about buying one? And if so, which model? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.